Then I have some new makeup from Sephora that I've been wanting to try sitting in front of me, and we're going to use stuff from the Glitzy Fritzy FAM basket too, and we're also going to go through this together. Got this in the mail yesterday from Sigma. It is bite size palettes. Before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Donna. I already put this on Instagram like the day it happened. Look at that. You can't even see my screen very well, can you? I'll insert this picture. But I ran into Donna and her husband at the McDonald's. And that's been a couple of nights ago here. But by the time you see this, it'll be like old news. There is a delay in when you see something on Instagram and when you see something on my channel, because I can post 3 or 4 things a day on Instagram. But when it comes to YouTube, I only publish 2 days a week. So it may be like 2 weeks after something happened before you actually see it on YouTube. But anyway, Donna, hi, how are you doing? Like, Shy Guy wanted gas, but then he wanted to come home. And my son and I were going to go shopping, so we both drove. So we both pull into the McDonald's, my son and Shy Guy and I. Then we went in. And I'll tell you what, McDonald's has changed since the last time I was in there, which was definitely probably before COVID. Let's do eyeshadow while I am talking to you. We'll start with one of these. You know I want to go for caramel apple because it has greens in it. They sell for $19 each and they're available on August the 15th. I love that you don't have as many choices. This just makes it so fast, right? Crease, inner corner, lid, outer corner. So easy. Anyway, I'm just going to do this and finish telling this story because we're all familiar at this point, I think, with Sigma's eyeshadows, right? So I'm just going to come into Salted Caramel. It's been a while, like I said, since I've been in a McDonald's. I always go to the drive-up or park in a spot and have them bring out my food. That's what I do. But because Shy Guy's sugar was going to go low, we decided that we were going to go inside and eat, and then we could separate at the McDonald's. When we get in there, the first thing that we see are these kiosks, right? And the one here and the one here, they're like, they say they're down for service. And the one in back of it, well, I think it's up. So we noticed that there is a guy up there and he's taking orders like used to be, but the counter's even different. It's like just this one thing, and then the rest of the counters broke up weird, and it just doesn't look like the McDonald's I remember. And I don't even like how they have it laid out, to tell you the truth, where you go sit and stuff. I don't even like that. But anyway, so we go up there and we order our food from the guy, because that's how we're used to doing things. And so we go up there and we order the food from the guy. And then I turned my head to the side and saw that there was a drink station. And I thought, okay, so I guess we are going to get cups and we fill our own drink, or is like the drink station just for the people who ordered off the kiosk, and maybe this guy, because we ordered old-fashioned way up here, they're gonna like give us our drinks. They're gonna make them like they do for the drive-up people. So I'm a little confused and I'm like not knowing what to do. And then this handsome man comes up, and he's up there for something of his own self, of course. I think I asked him, like, do we get our own drinks, or like, where's the cups? Or I'm really confused how this works. And he says, well, you know, they should have given you cups. And well, they didn't. So, you know, we don't know what to do. Anyway, he actually assists in us getting our cups so we can go get our drinks. The next time that I looked up for him to thank him, I didn't see him. So we go over to the drink station and we're going to get our drinks. And then I don't remember exactly what Donna says, but I hear a person and they said, "Are you Glitzy Fritzy?" I think that's what she said. "Are you Glitzy Fritzy?" And for like a half a second, I was like, I've heard that before. Glitzy Fritzy. It wasn't just but a second, but it was just like a situation not in the right place, right? I said, "Yes, 'tis I." No, I'm like, "Yes, it is." And she says, "I watch your channel." I'm stuck way back when, I guess, where it's still okay to just grab total strangers and hug them. You know, Donna, you're lucky I didn't kiss you too. So I grab her and I hug her, yeah, right? Because it's Fritzy FAM-ily is right here in front of me. How could that happen in Greenwood, Indiana? You guys don't be mad at me. I'm going in here after my savior. I'm sorry. It's just, you know what? If it wasn't that, it would be a Wet n Wild single. You've seen me do this, I don't know how many times, where I just want that to blend out the top. Anyway, so I give her a hug, you know, and we talk for a little bit there. And then she goes to eat her food, and we went to eat our food. That was really wild. I introduced her to my son. She knew who they were already because she watches the channel. Let's come in here. When we got ready to leave, they were still over there, meaning her and her husband, which was the handsome man who helped me up at the front earlier. I was like, "Is this your husband? He helped me with thank you for helping us." And so I sat down there and, you know, I was like, "Let's get a picture," and had him, because I am lousy doing the selfie thing. I can't do it. And I'm sorry, I still feel stupid. Every time I take a picture of myself, I look around to see, is anyone going, "Wow, really?"
It's sickening how much you love yourself.
In this day and age, though, aren't we pretty used to it? But I still feel like that. I feel like people are looking at me like, "Wow, love yourself much?" You know? Also, when I sat down with her, "Oh, I have to hug her again." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I should have asked, you know, if it's okay if I give you a hug." Some people, even in families, don't want to be hugged, right? And I just grabbed her twice in this McDonald's. I just have this vision in my head of, if you're here and you're part of Fritzy family, that you wouldn't care if I grabbed you and hugged you. So it was so great to get to meet you, Donna. And, you know, please, I doubt very seriously that's ever going to happen again. Okay, are you ready for this? 2 days later, it happened again. Yep, I pulled into the same McDonald's mobile parking this time to pick up lunch for my mom and I, and right next to me, Donna and her hubby. And I jumped out of the car like a lunatic.
Okay.
She's a lunatic.
I know, she's a total lunatic.
And yelled, "Donna," and ran over there to her car and hugged her again.
Hilarious.
But if you ever see me out, you know, then please come up to me. And if you don't want me to hug you, go back off. Okay. Okay, so I'm having a little bit of a problem blending that one, but it could be that I'm using this brush, and I normally use a different kind of brush for that. I'm going to switch to this brush here. I don't even know what this is, because you know what? At this point, I've still not washed any brushes. By some people's standards, I'm not nowhere near the bottom of the barrel, but some of my most favorite brushes need to be washed, and that would be the case with the Glitzy Fritzy Essential Eye Set. Let's try using this and see if that helps any. It could be just the splay on that particular brush. I'm not really sure what I thought I was going to be able to tell you about this by switching brushes because, hello, I'm done. I'll spread green apple right here. I'm going to take green apple all the way over and we'll go on top of it with, I think it says buttery. And I do like that. If you bend that back, how you can just hold that right in the palm of your hand. And I'm going to take buttery then on top of that right here in the inner corner and work it out this way a little bit. Just give it a little more glisten. I love that shade buttery. Since we're talking about buttery, I love that you guys love my eyeshadow palette and it's buttery shades. Shameless plug. No, really. I wanted to show you this picture that was sent to me by Tammy of the Fritzy family. And she sent this to me and told me how much she's enjoying her new Blessed palette. And I also wanted to make mention that both versions of the palette sold out in the Christmas and July sale. Thank you guys so much. But some of you have been writing me and I wanted to make sure that I let you know that you can back order it. Or at least at the time of this recording. Heck, it might be back in stock by now. I almost grabbed an eyeliner out of the Glitzy Fritzyville basket and we have this. So this is from Tarte. I only bought this because one of you told me that this was so excellent that it stays in your waterline. And what? Shadow and liner. Waterproof shadow and liner. Ombre, blah, blah. Okay, well, I'm just going to be using the liner part, obviously, today. It has been a minute since I've purchased anything from Tarte. So I have this in golden, pink, luster, black. Oh! Okay, this is like a caviar stick. That's really pretty. Let's try and bring that right there and just kind of see. Well, it's not the right color. I mean, it doesn't go with what I just did. I should say it doesn't match what I just did. It kind of goes with it. That's pretty. Let's check out this end. So this end is the eyeliner and this is gonna stay. That's very, very creamy. All right, let's give her a go. That does go in to the waterline really creamy. Okay, so did it transfer down? It did not. Wait, just a tiny bit right there. But, I mean, That's pretty darn good. I do have a ding right off, and that is that it is a retractable, which I don't like retractable because, as you know, I can't see where I am in it. So let's run her up here. So that's what we get. I mean, you can read how much you get, but I think that this is just better. It's visual learning. So this is how much product you get on this side. That's how much you get on this side. Wouldn't that just be terrible if it didn't go back down in there? I've had that happen before. So far I like it. It's nice and creamy and it didn't transfer down. But let us do the normal thing I do, which is close my eye on it to get that line going. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It broke off in my eye. You don't want to see this. It's in my eye. It's in my eye. Now it's on the ground. I heard it hit. Darn it. That's not good. That broke right off. That's how creamy it is. Don't do that. Okay, so that's how much I lost of it. That's probably 2 weeks worth. Right. So next, Benefit has a new mascara. This is called Fan Fest. And I was way in between this one and the Huda one. Huda has a mascara called Wow One Swipe or something like that. And I wanted to try it, but I ran out of money. And I thought I'm going to go ahead and go with the Benefit because I think I've, at some point or another, used every Benefit mascara. I feel like I know Benefit's mascaras pretty well. This one has a curved wand, so I would imagine it's going to fan out my lashes. I have vacation on the brain, I'm telling you, because, well, I'm on vacation. While you're watching this, I'm on vacation. And while I'm saying that, I just want to apologize because probably the next 2 videos you guys see are going to be duds. I'm sorry, but I love you forever if you watch them anyway. Okay, it's the eyeliner declutter, and I thought it would be a good time to put out summer best of Fritziness. Fritziness is a specific kind of person. There's a huge percentage of the audience that leaves. The second that you hear me say, I want to tell you guys that you're the best part of the Fritzy family, there's like 70% of you, boom, you're out. I hope that week doesn't bomb, but I think it probably will. Anyway, thank you in advance if you actually watch those. All right. It is fanning. The brush is a good size so that it doesn't like hit your inner corner while you're trying to get your lashes. You know how you'll come in and it'll black dot the inside of your eye there. It's not doing that. That second go-in brought out a lot more mascara. I wish all mascaras were priced accordingly and this big. That way I feel like I could get to try a lot more mascaras without wasting any. Let me get these 3 products on and I'll be right back. The next new thing I've got, I didn't buy. These were sent to me by Mercier, but I probably should have used a matte foundation because see, I use the Givenchy. It's a glow, dewy foundation and I don't need any highlight on me, but let's see what these say. I don't want to get the wrong shade here. I should just show these to you here. I did this on Instagram. I did not push on it anymore. This is just from 2 days ago. That is Peach Glow. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. This one is Champagne Pink. That'll probably be the one that I use today. I mean, I'm not having it. It stays in this sponge. And then this one here is Gold Glow. See, just from the other day, just doing that. Stays wet in there. So even though it did put a dent in it, see, getting it going, I didn't have to redo that and won't for a pretty long time. It's pretty wet. I can probably go straight from here. Let's just get some of that pink. And I don't know, like I said, that you're going to be able to tell this over the top of this foundation. We'll try it again over powder, but look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I finally decided on this because I went over to Sephora and tried some samples. This couldn't come, this pink powder thing that's going on, this couldn't come at a better time. Everything that happens eventually happens again, right? So my YSL powder, the reason I loved that powder is because it was more of a pink powder. So this whole pink powder craze that's going on, I'm for it. That really is a pink powder. Let's see how this does with a sponge, because the last powder that I tried didn't do well with a sponge. I mean, it's okay, but it's not like my long comb, how it blurred all of the pores away. Let's try that on my pores and you'll see what I mean. Because you guys have seen me do this like 101 times, right? Where I take my long comb powder or my YSL powder or whatever, and then I get some and I go like this over the top of my pores and they vanish. So, I mean, it's okay. And the Timby though, I mean, it's all right. Let's try a brush. Maybe I should have just got the Huda powder. I already knew I liked that one, but that kind of defeats the point, right? I'm supposed to be reviewing stuff for you. I think it looks the same, brush or sponge. I'm tapping out my concealer and I can see that that eyeliner is hanging on, and that beats half of the eyeliners that I use. Half of the eyeliners I use don't make it out here on the outer corner to the end of my makeup before I have to redo it. I'm going to camouflage that Naira burn. I'm not going to call it a burn, but I was hitting that one spot while watching TV too long, and that spot's not going away from the Naira laser that I've been trying out. The next thing I picked up was Give Beauty's new blush. It's a duo blush. You guys know I already got this. It's their duo bronzer. That looks very bright. This one is in, let's see what I got here. Lasting Love. Okay, so these are called Feelin Cheeky. And here's the design on the front of that. Here's the bronzer. I've told you before, they're all the same size, which is brilliant. I think that she really thought out this packaging, and it's probably because Gwen has traveled so much. Here's her eyeshadow palettes. Okay, so I have all of those, and I purchased all of this. Trust me, I asked to be on Give Beauty's PR list before they ever started selling stuff, and they said no. So everything that I have got, I purchased all of the Give Beauty, and you know I'm a fan. The eyeshadow palettes, they all have this design on the front. This is the bronzer, and even though these all stack and are nice and neat, you could like stack these all up in one side of your luggage or something. You can tell them apart because they all have a different kind of front. So this is the blush, and I just got a feeling this is going to be very bright, like probably going like that's too much. I hope I don't ruin my makeup here, because it's powerful. Yeah, that didn't take much at all. All right, now that one is got shimmer. I'm just barely tapping that. I'm scared. I don't normally like blushes that I have to be this careful with. You would have this forever because you just barely have to tap into that. And I think I'm going to take this powder brush and soften that up a little bit. I just got myself in the eye with these bristles. Now that we've powdered, let's try to bring a little bit of highlight back to the cheeks, maybe the end of my nose with this, instead of using my Hourglass. And I want to use champagne, pink champagne. These do have on and offs, okay? So I love that. So it is off, and everything I'm using is residual in the sponge. Again, what's going to be the best way to go over this powder? I think this brush will be perfect for this. This little BK Beauty, the bronzer one. Is that what it is? It's the 109. I think I'm just going to tap on that sponge. See? And just pick up a little bit. That did bring some of my glow back to my cheek area. I think that's pretty. I really like it. Thank you, Laura Mercier. Now for the mouth, I got another one of these little Hudas, you know, and I don't normally do berry anymore. And this is definitely a dark berry. Let me show you that. These I remember. I had it in Muse, loved it, and let me tell you, super good. But this kind of a color, I don't need all of it. I just don't, for crying out loud. And this will stain it. I just put a little bit on there, okay? You see what I mean? I mean, if I went full on with that, number one, I wouldn't like it because it's a little dark. I used to wear berries all the time. That's definitely a berry. But I like to either go red or a more nude color like this Dirty Talk here from e.l.f. So I would have needed to have gone in the Huda in Muse. And the lip liners, her lip liners are so creamy. But this was just a perk, okay? It wasn't something I purchased. Okay, so I'm gonna go do my hair and then I'll come back and I'll talk to you about all the new stuff and give you my preliminary first impression thoughts on them and what I'm gonna do going forward with them. All right, so we started here with the brand new Indulge in 6 bite-sized palettes, decadent hues made with clean vegan formulas from Sigma. And these are beautiful. Let's just take the one I used today, this caramel apple one. This reminded me of the Ivy 9 pan. Here's Ivy, okay, next to caramel apple. And Envy is the shade that I was thinking of. There's Envy, and here is Green Apple. Let's look at these together. Envy, Green Apple. All right, so they're really similar. I can't say positively that they're totally unique eyeshadows from the 9 pans. And I'm getting ready to go on vacation, so I can't like get in here and actually swatch them all to make darn sure. But I will say that I personally don't mind having a smaller palette that is similar with just like 4 of the greatest hits of maybe one of these 9 pans. After that, we did this liner from Tarte. I wish I'd have been more careful. I'm sorry that I broke off that much of it because I really do like it. Let me tell you right now, if I have any coming out, no, none is coming out. That's good. That's good because if it was gonna come out too soon, it would have already done it. I am getting ready to go over to my mom's and do some cleaning for her, and her air is kept warmer than ours, and I always sweat over there. So I will have to like let you know right here. I don't know at what point it came out, but when I went to take off my makeup that night, it had left the outside of my eye, and I'm not mad at that at all because I really did sweat so much that I was wiping my face, and I really truly believe this would have happened to any eyeliner. I'm so sorry that I ran that up that high and went in there and broke that off, but so far I like this thing, and this would be a really quick eye. Hey Laura Mercier, maybe you just stick an eyeliner on the other end of a caviar stick. Just saying. Tarte's got something here I like, and I haven't liked anything from Tarte. I mean, the Tarte lip mascara was okay, but Tarte is a brand that's off my radar. They made me mad, and I quit buying them. But I like this. The mascara, love this so far. This is a drier formula, but my lashes are soft, not crunchy. I think it did a really good job of lifting, curling, separating, actually letting me build volume without it clumping together. I went in 3 times on my lashes, and I think they look pretty good. Now, having said that, I will have to continue to use this and see how long will it take it to dry out or start to flake. That's my concern. Sometimes when you get a drier formula mascara like this, it starts flaking pretty fast. We will see, but so far, I really like this. Then I went and I did my foundation and stuff, and I came back and I put on this powder, right? I like it. I don't like it as well as I like my Huda or my Lancome powder because I think that it did a decent job. I mean, I got no complaints with how this looks, but I think you can still see my pores, which is fine. They're not amplified. Sometimes powders do that. They'll amplify and make your face look cakey. They make your pores look like polka dots or enlarged, whatever. So it didn't do that. I love the packaging on this. I love this huge lid that I'm able to get a good surface area in with my brush. I like how neat this is, even though I've got all the holes open. I like that I can close this off because see, can you see how big? That's wide open on that slash. I think it puts out a pretty good amount. It's not too much, even with all the holes off there. So I really like this, but I might still pick up the Huda in Cherry Blossom because I love Cupcake so much. I'm sure I would love that. So, but I think this did an excellent job. No complaints here. I'm sorry to say that I'm gonna return this. It's just too vibrant. Maybe if you weren't as fair as me, this would be absolutely beautiful. But I got a feeling the rest of them are too, because see, I purposefully chose this one because it didn't say bright. Okay, because the rest of them, it either said vivid or bright. And if they're gonna put that word right in the title, and they're telling you, hey, This is going to take a dab. I know I won't reach for this again. So I'm going to take this back over to Sephora. I'm going to see if any of the other shades are shades that I think would work better for me. Nope. They were all looked like they would do the same thing. Just too bright. Just too bright. I don't enjoy having to be this careful. So I just returned it. And I did pick up the Huda Cherry Blossom Powder. Then, as I said, Laura Mercier sent these to me, these liquid highlighters. And I don't know, can you see it? They're on my cheek, on my nose. I'm pretty sure you can see it on my nose. They're gorgeous. I love it. Doesn't take much at all. Just remember that if you get one of these, there's an on and off. Well, you'll know because it'll be off and you'll be squeezing on it and going, why won't it come out? Right? So make sure you turn it off so that no more comes in. And if you keep the cap on it, I bet you could use it all week with just that little dab that you squeezed out of there because there's a good amount in the sponge. And even though I had already swatched these for Instagram, I hadn't put them on my face. I did take a little bit that was on my hand that day and put it on my eyes as eyeshadow. Now, it didn't show up when I did that today, but that day I didn't have on any makeup and I just tapped it on my eyelid and I thought it looked beautiful as an eyeshadow too. So these are gorgeous. I really like these. Thank you so much again, Laura Mercier, for sending them to me. And then I think you guys know how I felt about this Huda. I think her liquid mattes, while a little drying, like all mattes usually are, this one here, this color is not for me. But like I said, I didn't purchase this. It's called First Class. This was a perk that I thought, hey, I don't have a new lip. Let's get that. But I had forgotten that I've used these before. Remember when she came out with the lip kit that was the big lips? My BFF Michelle bought me that in Muse. I absolutely adored it. I wore it till it was gone. It was beautiful, perfect. I don't know that they still have that shade. This is in First Class. Too dark for me. I like Huda Beauty's liquid lips. I think that they are beautiful. Yeah, and that's all I have to say about that. All right, then, like I said, I am on vacation as you're watching this, so still leave a comment, though, because I love to read them. And, you know, I might be in the backyard taking a break, and I will reply to you, okay? All right, then, I hope you guys know that you're the best part of the Fritzy family. I really mean that. I love you. And if you're not having a blessed day, well, the way you can get one is to go be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
Is a huge delay. Seriously? What the heck, Mary? Who was that? I can't read this. I don't know what this says. Who is this? What on earth was I saying? I feel like Scarlet. I'll think about that tomorrow. Peter, you nincompoop. You caught the poop part of that, right? Poopy head. Look away when you do your eyeliner so you don't poke your eye. Look away. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Another one bites the dust. Do-do-do-do-do. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. All right, so that's how much we have now. Them clumping together. Peter, you are such an annoying butthead. I got a little emotional off camera. Because I get so emotional, baby, every time I mess with things. Oh, no. Ain't it shocking what love can do? Ain't it shocking what love can do? I just wonder what's going to be the reproductions of that. Reproductions. Not reproductions. I think that Huda puts out. I'm sure she doesn't.